How do you do? Big Ian here. I'm a writer. I didn't really want to be a writer. I just started coming up with ideas and I thought I better write them down because I'll forget them. And I noticed that people were losing people. That's what happens when you get older. Everyone you know loses their mum or their dad or their brother or their sister. Some people lose children. And I noticed that so many people were rubbish. They were rubbish. They'd say, oh, Dave's lost his mum. Don't ring him up. His mum's just died. I went, why aren't you ringing Dave now? Because he needs you now. Because his mum has just passed away. And that's what we do. We think that it's better to not talk to somebody, to leave them alone, to let them stew in their own juice. No. So I wrote this book, and it's all about shared experience. It's called The Missing Piece. It took me 3 years to write. And I spoke to a lot of people who, like me, had lost loved ones and had to find a way to survive, to somehow carry on our play when your favourite characters have left the stage. How do you do that? These were a load of short stories about people who have lost people who they love. It's also got some little TED Talk style chapters about kindness, about family, about how friends are pretty disappointing, and how when you lose somebody, some of your best friends are pretty useless. It's almost like they're in the swimming pool and they're not very good when it gets a bit deep. They're good in the shallow end. And then other people appear from the chorus line. People are with a sort of background of your life who come to the foreground, and they could be the people who really save you when you need it. It's a book called The Missing Piece, P-E-A-C-E. I wrote it for one person, my dad. My dad lost my mum and didn't talk about it a lot. So I said, Dad, do us a favour. My punctuation and grammar are shocking. He went, too right, lad. If I send you a chapter at a time, will you go through it and check all the grammar and all the punctuation? And he did. And what he'd do after each chapter, he sent it back and he went, well, you don't know what a semicolon's for, lad. And he went, you know that bloke in that story who put 3 pillows by the side of his bed and laid next to them every night when his wife died? I do that. I do that since your mum died. And I felt like saying, I know, Dad, I've made you bed. The whole idea was this. This got my dad talking. My dad opened up. And I thought, if I've written a book for one person, maybe there's another person could do with that book. And maybe that book's you. Or maybe that book's your friend. Or maybe that book's your mum or your dad or your wife. It's a book called The Missing Piece. It's short stories. It took me 3 years to write, and it wasn't easy. I took it on 2 beach holidays, and it nearly cost me my marriage. Luckily, she's still at home today, and she let me off. This matters. It was turned into a play narrated by Game of Thrones actor Mark Addy. According to one review on the back, it's like a 200-page hug. If you're wanting something different, to show your friends how to be a better friend, to show your family members how to be a better brother, better sister when things go wrong, where your favourite character disappears from your life. I wrote it for me dad. It helped him. Maybe it'll help you too.